Hey everybody, just a snowy day on the homestead, so working on a few projects here in the shop. Um, this was an old tank for spraying chemicals that I turned into storing grain in it. So I needed a way for the grain to come out the bottom. Um, so I made this thing with a slide on it, so I can just slide it open and have the grain come out the bottom into a 5-gallon bucket. Um, just a way to store my grain for the milk cows and chickens and ducks and everything. Um, Thought I might do that instead of buying a $3,000 little grain bin. And I got this stand here that is technically for a fuel stand. So what I'm gonna do is just cut the legs off, shorter on one side than the other. Lay this tank up in the saddle, so it's at an angle. All the grain will drain down to where my slide is here, and that way I can fill up a 5-gallon bucket and have my grain storage. That's what I'm working on today on a cold, snowy day.
Go ahead.
So my plan is I'll cut this off right here on the two front legs, and then cut the back legs off up here so they're longer than the front. Hopefully that tank will be at the right angle then, that it'll sit at a slant. So when I fill up that tank with grain, it'll all drain down to the bottom where my slide is, and I can get the grain out like that. It's a total guess.
Do you need help? That's a pretty
Steep angle, isn't
that's
it?
a pretty steep angle.
And then where the slide is, if I just put it past overhang the end, then it'll be out to here, and then I could just put a 5-gallon bucket under there and fill a bucket. We'll see if it works. So
I was not dressed to help today.
I think if we can get on that side, we can just lift the end up.
No, I was just gonna say, if you pull on it too much, it felt like it wanted to.
Okay. I think that'll be okay.
Think it'll hold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hang it.
I think we're gonna need to figure out how to do something from up here and connect it back here, because once that gets heavy, it's gonna slide forward. But I don't know how you're gonna be able to hook something there and hook it back here.
Jeez, I don't know. And it's probably not gonna stay on there. That's about right though, to put a 5-gallon bucket
Yeah,
under
I
here
think you're
and then
angle.
just...
Oh, look out, it's coming.
Ooh, that's another problem.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Cause yeah, it'll fall to the ground if it comes up that easy.
Dang it.
We didn't even think about that part of it.
Will it go up if you let go? Was that because I was hanging?
I think that was because you were hanging on it, but I mean, look how. I mean, that's not going to take anything, and that's going to pop right up.
That's not gonna work.
Well.
Yeah, so kind of the issue we're having is that it wants to tip over to the front. So I think I'm gonna have to weld some supports onto the front so it can't tip over, or cut off the back and make it level and figure out a way to get the grain all the way to the end. I don't know.
Or scrap the whole idea and brainstorm something new. But we already went through all this work. Or you did.
So we kind of left off today with not sure what we were going to do. And it was kind of weird to even talk about posting this because, well, in our mind, it was kind of a failure. But on the same time, like, this is homesteading. This is what we do to try to save money. Sometimes our ideas don't work out.
And then that leaves you with, well, you got to rethink it and come up with something else. So this grain storage tank, I'm not sure yet whether it's going to actually work out the way I wanted it to work out. So we'll see.
The main problem is it's on such a steep angle that we weren't anticipating that it actually, I don't know if you saw it there, the back end actually like comes up very, very easily, and we don't even have grain in it yet. So number one, we got to make sure to somehow keep it like from not tipping on itself. And then number two, it's on such a steep angle, we're not sure how to keep the tank from just sliding off.
Yeah, so that might be a future video to let you guys know what we decide to do on that. But we thought we would show you just what it looks like to try things, and sometimes they don't work, so you got to try something else.
So we need something else to hold. What do you get, a half a ton, a ton?
Yeah, I usually get about 1,000 pounds at a time.
So we need somewhere to store it. Number one, it's got to be animal proof.
Yeah.
Number two, it's got to be something that you can use the skid steer to unload it into.
Yeah. So I don't know if this doesn't work out. I may be just building a bin out of OSB or something. I might come up with something else.
So stay tuned. We got to figure out something for our grain. But this idea may have to be scrapped, or who knows, we may come up with something and be able to figure out and continue on. But stay tuned. We'll let you know.